Okay, let's just dive right into this because today we are embarking on, honestly, the ultimate cinematic thought experiment. Imagine for a second that tonight you step outside, you look up at the familiar night sky, and our closest cosmic companion is just gone, completely erased, vaporized. In this explainer, we're going to meticulously break down exactly what would happen to our planet and to us if the moon just suddenly vanished. It is a wild journey that takes us from the immediate, terrifying seconds of its disappearance, straight through a catastrophic environmental collapse, and then all the way back to the violent, fiery birth of our world. Picture this. You're out on your balcony, enjoying a perfectly normal night. There's a cool breeze, and the full moon is shining brightly, just illuminating the whole world around you. But suddenly, literally in a fraction of a second, it vanishes. No massive explosion, no warning sirens. 1 second it's there, and the next, nothing but deep, impenetrable darkness. Now, you might be wondering, does this just mean our nights get a little darker? Well, think again. The disappearance of the moon isn't just a lighting issue. It's actually the immediate trigger for a profound cosmic catastrophe. So what does this all mean? We are looking at an absolute planetary emergency. Today, in this detailed deep dive explainer, we're going to explore exactly how the single missing variable in our sky will completely rewrite the rules of our world. We'll look at the next 24 hours, the next year, and even across the next millennium. It's a terrifying yet kind of fascinating thought experiment that really shows you just how fragile our existence truly is. All right, part 1, the Cosmic Vanishing Act. Let's talk about those first 10 seconds. For billions of years, Earth and the moon have shared this deeply intimate gravitational relationship. It's like a cosmic dance. And the second the moon just blinks out of existence, that bond goes straight to zero. Right this second, the moon's gravity is pulling our oceans. So when that anchor vanishes, the sudden zeroing of gravity triggers an immediate, globally devastating shockwave that literally reverberates through the very physics of our world. To put that into perspective, let's look at the math because the sheer scale is staggering. The moon is sitting about 384,400 kilometers away, and it holds roughly 1.2% of Earth's mass. Now that might sound incredibly small, almost insignificant on a grand cosmic scale, right? But this seemingly little satellite is the absolute crucial anchor for stabilizing our global weather, our ocean tides, and even the very rotation of our planet. When you remove it, the whole system just crashes. Section 1. The immediate vanishing. So, if the moon vanished tonight, plunging us into this dark thought experiment, your first instinct might be that we'd instantly feel some massive jolt or immediately see the sky go pitch black. But actually, the universe has a fundamental speed limit, and that's the speed of causality. General relativity dictates that neither light nor the effects of gravity can travel any faster than this absolute universal speed limit. So the effect, it wouldn't actually be truly instantaneous here on Earth. Check out this highly specific number. 1.28 seconds. The moon is roughly 1 light second away from us. Because gravitational waves propagate at the exact same speed as light, it would take exactly 1.28 seconds for Earth to literally feel the sudden absence of the moon's gravitational pull. For just over a single second, we'd still be orbiting a ghost. And then, then the physical reality of a moonless Earth would violently set in.
You know, we're diving into a scenario today that honestly sounds straight out of a sci-fi blockbuster, but the actual science behind it is terrifyingly real. We're talking about a cosmic catastrophe of truly epic proportions. Just imagine a totally normal, quiet night. Everything is exactly as it should be. And then, in literally a fraction of a second, the entire universe changes forever. Today, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what happens when our silent companion in the sky simply ceases to exist.
I want you to really put yourself in this situation for a second. Picture this. You're standing out on your balcony on a cool night. There's a nice gentle breeze, and right up there in the sky, a bright, beautiful full moon is glowing. It's casting that familiar silvery light over your entire neighborhood. But suddenly, boom, it just vanishes. And the scariest part? There's no massive explosion. There are no warning sirens at all. One moment it was there, and the next, there is just this empty, deep, almost suffocating darkness. Now, you might be thinking, okay, our nights just get a little darker, no big deal, right? Well, actually, not even close. So, the ultimate question we are unpacking today is, what if the moon just suddenly disappeared? Okay, let's really dive into this. That sudden visual shock of darkness, that is just the absolute tip of the iceberg.
The vanishing of the moon wouldn't just be some weird astronomical curiosity. It would literally be the starting gun for a cascading domino effect of planetary disasters. Over the next 24 hours, the next year, and the next millennium, our entire world would be violently reshaped. Now, to understand why, we have to look at this number 1.2%. The moon is sitting about 384,400 kilometers away from us, and its mass is merely 1.2% of Earth's mass. I mean, compared to Earth, it seems tiny, right? But despite its relatively small size, its gravitational impact is absolutely monumental. It is essentially the invisible hand that stabilizes our weather, drives our ocean tides, and actually keeps the rotational axis of our entire planet from just tipping over. It holds this vital, incredible power over our planet's stability. See, the ancient gravitational bond between the Earth and the moon is billions of years old. The moon's gravity is just constantly pulling on Earth's oceans. So the exact instant the moon disappears, that gravitational pull hits absolute zero. Suddenly, a massive, totally silent shockwave of released tension ripples across the entire planet. The stabilizing force that was holding everything in place is just gone.
Which triggers domino number 1, oceans in utter chaos. Let's look at the breakdown of our tidal forces. Right now, the high and low tides we experience are primarily driven by the moon. If the moon vanishes, that massive water-holding force goes right along with it. Now, the sun's gravity still exerts a pull, accounting for about 40% of our tidal force. But that means a massive 60% is instantly lost. Because of this, coastal waters around major cities, we're talking New York, Mumbai, Tokyo, would suddenly recede or just become incredibly violent as the oceans desperately try to find a new equilibrium. High tides become incredibly weak, and the global marine ecosystem immediately begins to crash. Let's actually walk through this timeline because things deteriorate incredibly fast. Within just the first 6 hours, coastal currents alter instantly. Marine life that relies on these tides, like crabs, turtles, and just countless species of fish, are immediately confused. Their food supply and breeding grounds are totally disrupted. Fast forward to 1 week, and ocean currents effectively freeze or violently shift paths. You see, these currents are the natural highways that distribute global heat, so without them, the ocean's temperature regulation completely breaks down. By month 1, we are looking at a mass extinction event in tidal zones. Coastal ecosystems, mangroves, and those vibrant coral reefs that absolutely depend on tidal flushing will face totally stagnant waters. The reefs will bleach and die, triggering a massive collapse of human fishing industries and coastal economics worldwide. All right, domino number 2, broken clocks and endless darkness. Now, if you think you're safe just because you live inland, think again. The moon essentially acts like a giant mirror, using its reflective surface, its albedo, to illuminate our nights. Without it, the night sky is reduced to just the faint glow of distant stars, which is thousands of times dimmer than moonlight. This triggers a complete shattering of biological clocks, or circadian rhythms, all across the animal kingdom. Nocturnal predators like owls, wolves, and big cats, who completely rely on moonlight to hunt, are thrust into extreme pitch-black darkness. They can't find prey, they literally begin to starve. Migratory birds and insects that use the moon and star positions to navigate, suddenly they are hopelessly lost in the dark. And even beneath the waves, the annual coral spawning, which is perfectly timed to a very specific full moon, completely halts. Entire generations of marine life simply cease to be born. It's a total biological system failure. Moving on to domino number 3, the wobbling Earth's catastrophe. Check out this comparison. Currently, the Earth is tilted at a very stable 23.5 degrees. And this specific tilt is the exact reason we enjoy regular, predictable seasons. Your summers, winters, monsoons. The moon's gravity acts like an anchor, holding this exact tilt steady. Without the moon, the Earth essentially becomes an unstable spinning top, losing its balance. The axis could violently wobble anywhere from 0 to 45 degrees or more. If it hits a 0-degree tilt, well, seasons end completely. Every single day is exactly the same. But if it wobbles past 45 degrees, the poles could actually end up pointing directly at the sun. That means sudden, extreme melting of the ice caps and truly catastrophic global flooding. We are talking about a chaotic climate that human civilization simply could not survive in its current form.
And guys, the chaos just accelerates from there. Without lunar tidal friction, our day lengths would permanently alter. Did you know that billions of years ago, when the Earth was young and the moon was a lot closer, a day on Earth was only 6 hours long? Yeah, it was the moon's gravitational drag that slowed our rotation down to the 24 hours we know and love today. If that brake is suddenly removed, the Earth's rotation speed and the resulting atmospheric dynamics would be thrown into absolute chaos. Wind speeds would violently increase. The changing temperature gradients and rotational shifts would literally whip the atmosphere into a frenzy, generating apocalyptic planet-wide hyper-hurricanes. The surface of the Earth would basically become an endless swirling storm.
Which brings us to our final point, domino number 4, humanity's sci-fi survival battle. So, with the oceans dying, the animals starving, the climate wobbling out of control, and hyper-hurricanes tearing across the globe, how could we possibly survive this violently unpredictable new world? Well, we would be forced into a desperate extreme science fiction reality. Humanity wouldn't just end instantly, but our way of life, totally unrecognizable. Step 1, we would have to completely abandon the surface, constructing massive underground bunkers and huge climate-controlled indoor farms just to secure a stable food supply away from the chaotic weather. Step 2, we'd need unprecedented, highly advanced geoengineering deployment to try and artificially manage the planet's collapsing ecosystems and runaway temperatures. And Step 3, which is perhaps the most sci-fi of all the whole shebang, to stop the Earth from wobbling out of control, humanity might have to design and launch massive artificial gravity anchors into space. We'd essentially be trying to build a giant mechanical replacement for the moon. And I'm sure that would go perfectly smoothly without any glitches, right?
It turns out the moon is not just a glowing rock in the night sky. It is our planet's bodyguard, our life stabilizer, and honestly, the oldest companion of human civilization. This terrifying scenario teaches us a pretty profound lesson. Everything in our universe is delicately, perfectly balanced. Break just one link and the entire system collapses. So the next time you look up at the night sky, don't just admire the moonlight. Take a second to give thanks to the silent guardian that literally makes life on Earth possible. Cherish the moon, cherish the balance. So what does this all mean for us? Well, it makes you wonder, what other invisible forces do you think are secretly holding our world together right now? Keep questioning, keep learning, and thank you so much for joining us for this explainer.